Hey, my name is Loren, and this is my story. We had kind of the Brady Bunch family. My dad at that point had 3 kids, and my mom had me and my sister, and then we came together, and we were raised in a really, really good home, and my dad and my mom really did the best they could with 5 kids. But as time went on, I got into my teenage years, and just unfortunately, at some point, drugs was entered into my life, and I was introduced to the marijuana and started skipping school, and I was robbing and stealing and kind of the whole deal. And so, again, teenage years just didn't end well, and that continued through my adulthood. And so, but my life going into adult years, I was 18, 19. I had met somebody from New Jersey here in Wichita, and their family was from New Jersey. And so I got into some more trouble, ended up in the adult system with the jail, and got out, went to probation, and that didn't work out, and I didn't want to go home, and my shame had really buried me because I didn't tell my parents, and I didn't want anybody to know that I was on the run so much. And for 3 months, I can't even imagine what I put my parents through, and specifically my mom. For about 1.5 years after my salvation, I struggled with drugs again and alcohol again, and it was worse because I knew the Lord. And the enemy would dish it out. When I didn't have the money, it was there. When I had the money, I got it. And so I was still just a wreck. I knew God. And so probably the very last day that I probably would have went to church, I go into the church and I look across the church and I see a girl. And I'd never seen this girl at church ever in my life. And I'm like, who is this? She said, Teresa. And so I met my wife, soon to be. She didn't know the mess one bit. I was really a wreck. And it got to a point where I went on a 3-day binge of coke. And I mean, when I talk about the bondage, it's straight up a bad thing. It's where you're on the floor, you're looking for anything to go in the pipe, you're wrecked, you're jacked, you can't get out of it, it's your master. And so that's what I was about at that point. And every morning when it was about 5 o'clock, the Christian TV programs would come on, and then I was reminded again. And so for 3 days in a row, I was up for 3 days straight on this garbage. Every morning at 5, 6 o'clock, those programs would come on, and I was at a war, and then I go to work. The last day I began to contemplate suicide. I was that far gone, and I didn't want to live like this anymore. I knew God was real, and I knew what had happened to me, but I didn't know how to get out. I didn't know how to live. I had dodged to discipleship. I didn't know what to do. The word wasn't enough in me anymore to keep me alive. I wasn't plugged in. And as I was watching one of these shows, and I laid in the bed, and I remember looking up at the bed and thinking about killing myself. And then I heard this voice within, and it was the Lord speaking to my heart saying, "Get up. Get out now. Leave this place and don't say goodbye. Pack your stuff, get in the car, and get out." And I obeyed it. So as I was immersing myself in the Word, there was a teaching that began to settle in, and I heard it, part of it one time from Charles Stanley, and it was about Romans 6. And I never heard Romans 6, and I mean, I think I read through it maybe, but something began to come out. And then I read Romans 6, and then I read Romans 7, and then I read Romans 8. And as I put Romans 6, 7, and 8, and the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus, I began to see 2 and 2, you know, or this awesome bringing together of what the cross really meant. When Christ died on that cross, it was for my sin, but it was not just for that, but for me to have victory. God had changed my nature to be able to be free from that, and I didn't have to be a part of that. But because of my choices and because of some of the things I did, and I ended up in the bondages again. But when the word came to life and the cross came to life for its power, not just for wiping away my sin, but the overcoming of the sin, and that I really was free, that I really didn't have to go back, that I really didn't need that stuff, and I really could walk away from the people. The cross began to just begin to breathe life into my walk. You know, my testimony is loaded with a bunch of garbage, but his testimony over my life is just loaded with goodness, patience, mercy, and forbearance. And he's walked me through it, and he's given me the tools through his word. He's given a new family through his people, and he's given me a place to be able to walk in a new life, and has kept me all these years to this day. And that's my story.